Hello everyone, Skits here and welcome to Top 10 Fall New Vegas mods that came out in 2020. This time I'm actually making a top 10 video in January, which didn't happen for a few years. Also, it's good to see that modding scene is still very active, and this year I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of good mods I could choose from, and it was really hard to pick only 10 of them. That's why I will be mentioning a few more at the end of the video, with links to all the mods in the description. As always, make sure you leave your favorite mods that I didn't talk about in the comment section below, so that other people may discover them as well. Also, this year's top 10 is my last one, so I hope you will enjoy it. And now, without any further delays, let's begin. Starting off at place number 10, we have Weaponry Textures from Heaven by Heaven3xx3. Well, as you probably guessed from its name, this is a retexture mod that focuses on weaponry. Right now it covers 13 weapons and their unique variants, including stuff like hunting rifle, caravan shotgun, a light shining in the darkness, or BB gun. Modder's plan is to cover all weapons except for heavy ones, and from what I read, he's currently working on an update that should add over 20 new retextures. That was not out yet when I was making this video, but it will hopefully come out soon. When it comes to textures themselves, they are great. Author's goal was to provide the lore-friendly retexture of all our favorite weapons, so they would be up to modern standards while still preserving their vanilla look. And I think he did a very good job. All the textures are beautiful and detailed, highlighting weapons' unique features, especially when it comes to special counterparts of classic pieces. Those look amazing, and when you find the unique gun now, you can see that it is really special, thanks to its improved visuals. A lot of texture mods make guns look clean, as if they just came out of factory, which is not something you expect in Mojave Desert, unless you're buying from gunrunners. That is not the case here. Weapons look worn out, just like they should, and you can see small scratches or dirt on them. Mod also includes retextures for some of the weapon mods. Right now they're available for 9mm pistol, hunting rifle and shotgun. Overall, a very nice retexture mod that makes much needed visual improvements to vanilla guns, while keeping their original look intact. And if you're trying to make your New Vegas look up to date with tons of texture and graphical mods, then this mod should definitely be on your list. Next up we have the Ezekiel project, Interactive Animations and Combat Realism by Dustin. This mod adds tons of new gameplay features into New Vegas. It is very big. After around an hour of playing around with it, I tested maybe half of its features, and if I wanted to talk about everything, I would need to make a separate video about it. Mod's main focus lies in world interactions and combat, which includes combat effects and takedowns, parries, sneak improvements, and a lot more. Plus, it also adds animated ingestibles, new items, and some changes to classic mechanics. Features are implemented through scripts and used with hotkeys that can be changed in configuration file. So let me just give you a quick rundown of some of this stuff that I tested out. First, we have animated ingestibles that can be used by pressing Q, and then you use mouse wheel to scroll through your choices, and then an animation of you using one will appear. This can be done for meds, alcohol or food, with each one being on different button. Then we have some combat abilities. You can slow down time by aiming down sights and pressing V, you can knock out enemies and tie them up, you can sneak them from behind and do a takedown, which also makes them unconscious. You can zoom in or use night vision if you have appropriate equipment, you can sprint, tackle enemies and roll, but those unfortunately didn't work for me. If you take enough damage, you get knocked down. Although I didn't like that one very much. There is a weapon wheel here, and you can also switch to a previous weapon by pressing Z. And if you press R while weapon's magazine is full, you get a unique jamming animation. Then we have world interaction stuff. You can get water from sources if you have an empty bottle. It is possible to sit down anywhere by pressing a hotkey. Picking stuff up is now animated. You get your own dog that you can name, craft armor for, and control with hotkeys. Fast travel is also disabled, and you can only travel if you repair a flatbed that can be found in Wasteland. You get a duffel bag that serves as a bonus container that you can also put down on the ground. And a lot more that I just didn't have time to check out. You can make campfires, bury the dead, play pool, repair robots or workbenches. There are new companion tactics along with sneak abilities and rework for it. Combat parries, rolls, dodges, with new animations for everything. Only reason why this mod isn't higher on the list is because it desperately needs mod configuration menu, where you can disable features instantly, instead of first testing out everything, going into configuration file and disabling it manually. Hotkey system is also a bit clumsy. I feel like you need to press too many buttons to do anything. Also, some features didn't work for me, but it is a work in progress, so we will see. I still think that this is a great mod that has a lot of potential, and even now you can have a lot of fun with testing out all the crazy stuff Mod has come up with. Moving on, we have Nightmare Fiends, a Junkie Overhaul by Yanel. Did you ever thought that fiends need more armor and that those in game are a bit boring and need some spice? Well, this mod is exactly for you. It adds over 20 new armors into the game. And let me tell you, they all look very good. Each one has a great design and makes fiends look more terrifying, but also stylish at the same time. Outfits like Gravedigger, Leper or Maniac are scary, and you wouldn't want to meet these guys in Dark Alley. Then you have some that look as what would happen if Fiends got their hands on some normal uniforms, like for example Heap, Responder or Heavyweight. Then there are some that look more tribal, but there are also some classic Fiend-like options that fit nicely with vanilla outfits. I also liked a lot of the masks that are included, and I have to say that each armor is unique, and you do get 21 completely new armors for you to choose from. Right now they only work on vanilla bodies, but are for both males and females. They're also distributed among all Fiends in game, so you get to see them in action quite often. I'm also glad that someone finally paid attention to Fiends, they rarely get any armor drops. Overall a great mod that has a good looking armors and fits quite well into the game, and you should definitely check it out. Coming up at place number 7, we have the Depths of Depravity by the Overseer. Some of you might recognize my author's name, and that's probably because he already made a few pretty big and well received quest mods. I also featured some of them, and this newest one even made it into top 10. Wanna know why? Well, because it's pretty good. You can begin it by going to West Side and talking to Ryan, who will then send you on a few easier quests before it all branches out, and you can start looking into conspiracy with NCR, help out at the ranch, investigate the weird church, and a few more I don't want to spoil. It features fully voiced cast and good writing that is darker than your usual quest mod. There were a few times where I was shocked by what happened, and it is definitely not for people who can't take gore or bad language. It offers a good mix of exploration, dialogue and combat. There are a lot of new cool locations to discover, people to meet and villains to kill. It also has a new companion called Charlie. She's an assassin that has a very dark backstory and she won't hesitate to kill anyone. Even though I found it funny when she claimed to have killed hundreds of people and then got demolished by 3 cazadors. Anyway, Depths of Depravity is pretty cool quest mod. It will take you a few hours to finish, offers a lot of good darker content, and if that is something you're interested in, then the link for it can be found in the description below. Now let's take a look at Hire and Recruit by PsychorGames. This mod allows you to recruit almost any NPC as your companion. When you start the game with it installed, you will have recruiting contract in inventory. You can then equip it and talk to anyone you want to hire. Normal NPCs without any faction can be hired for 2000 caps, while when it comes to guys and girls from NCR, Legion or White Glove Society, you need to have a certain rank in that faction to recruit them. For example, if you're in good graces of NCR, you can hire their soldiers for no cost. Right now there is no limit to amount of companions, so feel free to make your own personal army. Once you get everyone you want, it is time to take over Wasteland, take care of your companions. When near them, just press activate button and you can see a menu, similar to one from Companion Wheel, where you can talk to them, discuss strategy, give a stim pack or go to more advanced option. Here you can train them by spending caps, you increase their skill, and you can basically turn a normal farmer into killing machine. Once fully trained in your favorite category, you can assign class to each companion. For example, if you have someone at 100 guns, you can make them rogue, which gives them ability to move faster. There is also a medic that can heal your party outside of battle, and a few more. Each time you level up, and if your companion already has a class, it is possible to make them a veteran, which doubles their health. It is a lot of fun to recruit people, train and specialize them, and create a group of unstoppable monsters. I got together a team of NCR Heavy Trooper, some Wastelanders, and my boy Easy Pete. A great team that had no problem killing half of Legion's main base without my help. As far as I know, most of time, unless they get their heads blown off, companions are essential, and so if you hire too many people, it can make gameplay trivial. Also, they have a few problems when it comes to staying by your side. Sometimes my companions randomly disappeared, only for them to show up 15 minutes later. So yeah, there are some bugs here and there, but to be honest, I didn't mind them, because this is a pretty complex, but mainly fun mod, and I recommend it to everyone. Moving on, we have Anniversary Animation Pack by Hitman for 7101. Well, you can probably guess what we're gonna be taking a look at here. With the 10th anniversary of New Vegas release, Hitman decided to give us an animation pack featuring some of his previous mods, along with a bunch of new animations for vanilla weapons that he made in past 2 years. When it comes to animations, they look good, and that's about all I can say. I mean, what do you expect me to talk about? I'm no animation expert, and it is best to just see them in action. But to my plebeian eye, they look great. Most of main vanilla weapons are included, for example 9mm pistol, cowboy repeater or laser rifle. Of course, mod is focused on first-person animations, which includes reloads as well. This mod also features previous 3 mods released by Hitman separately: fire animation variants, subtle camera motion, and iron sights recoil animations, which were included in previous year's top 10. Other than Hitman packs though, there were 2 more very good animation mods that came out. First one is Fallout New Vegas Clean Animations by Rockbiter68. It also adds tons of good looking first person animations for guns that are very smooth and well animated. and include weapons like minigun, 10mm pistol, riot shotgun and a lot more. Second one is first-person animation replacers by Janus, another mod that replaces first-person animations, and once again it is pretty good, just like previous two. It includes even more weapons than last mod, and animations look very nice. But of course you can only use one of them, so make sure you check them all out and decide for yourself. My main reason for choosing Hitman for this place and not other two is because he also included some of his previous mods here, and I also like his animations a lot. Even though those two are great as well, that's why I decided to at least mention them. Next up we have two mods at one place by same author, called Fallout New Vegas Mod Limit Fix and New Vegas Heap Replacer by iranrmrf. First one is pretty self-explanatory, it increases the amount of mods you can use at once. Before this, plugin limit was around 140, now it is 255. Simply put, it fixes file handling, that was limited before, but now that limit is increased. If you want to know more, you can read about it on the mod page. This is a big change, since now you can mod your game even more and create some really crazy setups which were not possible before. So feel free to go wild. Other than that, it decreases stutters, boosts FPS, and decreases loading times. Heap Replacer does the same thing, it also lowers stutters and overall improves game's performance. To be honest with you, whenever I used any previous mods that were supposed to do this, they never worked quite as much. Sure, they helped a bit, but the increase in performance was never as big as it was with these two mods. Since I installed them, I had less stutters, game loads significantly faster, and it just works. Also, I noticed that it is smoother now. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like I can move faster and look around faster. Maybe it is due to FPS boost. Anyway, to me both of these are great mods, and if you are having problems with performance in your New Vegas, or if you want to load more plugins in and overmod it as much as you can, then make sure you check them out. Third place goes to Cabot's quest by EA6T. This is another quest mod on this list that can be started by going to the northern parts of New Vegas and witnessing the arrival of Jack Cabot. He is a time traveler and asks you to assist him in his quest to find an ancient city. Mod features 7 new quests, new areas, weapons and characters that are all fully voice acted. It offers a lot of exploration, combat, but also some interesting story that keeps you going. My main reason for placing it so high is how unique its design is. Every quest is different and contains its own sub-story that connects to the overarching plot. Your first adventure takes you into a cave, where after, I guess, being knocked out, you go through this hypnotic maze with enemies and surprisingly puzzles. They were not very hard, but it is something you don't see often in a quest mod. Another one takes you to a Viper hideout, where you end up fighting in an arena. Next one makes you steal a bottle of precious wine from wine bandits, who then chase you through Mojave to get it back. And there are a few more quests like this one, each one being different. At its core, these missions are a classic case of fetch quests or dungeon raids that make up 90% of New Vegas quest mods, but they always offer a twist, either with its settings, combat or story. You can find scripted events, boss fights, interesting dialogue outside of the classic dialogue window, and generally just a lot of things that you don't normally see in a classic quest mod. That's why I loved playing it and was looking forward to each new quest to see what sort of crazy stuff comes next. So if you're also looking for a unique quest mod that also has a lot of loot, good story, nice locations and interesting characters, then this one is exactly for you. Now let's take a look at MoreMojave by Cheesehole. It adds over 17 new locations into Wasteland. It is similar to World of Pain, but it does some things differently. It mainly focuses on parts of map that were underused, so for example there are a lot of new locations around southeast and northwest regions. It also tries to keep locations as lore friendly as possible. As an example, locations near Prim will have escaped convicts, in places with radiation you can encounter ghouls or centaurs and so on. Modders also try to use creatures that are not as frequently used in vanilla game, like golden geckos. Some of the locations are classic dungeons with rewards, while others offer a story. In one cave full of geckos, I encountered a shack full of irradiated barrels and that NCR trooper. Then I read through terminal and found out that the ghoul raider lives here, who tried to make this soldier a ghoul, but obviously failed. Once you exit the shack, you can find him outside and kill him. And there are more locations like this one. Some of them use environmental storytelling to tell you what happened, and some have interesting architecture, like a golf resort full of tribals, who are one of 2 new enemy types also added by this mod, other being previously mentioned ghoul raiders. I love these types of mods that try to expand upon vanilla New Vegas and add locations to underutilized Mojave. Only bad thing I noticed is some clipping issues, and I also had some mesh problems, but that might have been a mistake on my side. Overall a very good mod that tries to make exploration more fun and meaningful with tons of good looking and challenging new locations, and I think you should definitely check it out. And finally, coming up at first place, we have Brave New World by the Brave New World team. This mod revoices around 7,000 lines of dialogue of 145 NPCs. We all know that New Vegas had short development, and that shows in its voice actors as well. A lot of characters have iconic voices, but there are a lot of them that were voiced by same guy. For example, Yuri Lowenthal did over 15 characters, and while he is a talented individual, you can hear that his characters sound similar. Due to this, some people were also miscast and their voice doesn't match their character's ethnicity, location or age. And Brave New World attempts to fix that. Out of over 30,000 auditions, they picked best ones for each character and implemented them. You can hear the difference right away, and with this mod, all characters have their unique voice. Along with that, modders also visually redesigned revoiced characters. One of the modders was Dracomies, guy behind New Vegas redesigned 3. And you can see his work right away. Some characters received total rework that fits their new voice, while some only had minor touch-ups. Now I understand that some people might not like all the new voices, that's why it is possible to remove those you don't like from your game. Personally, I liked all the characters I talked with, but since there are 145 of them included, I didn't manage to speak with everyone. One more thing, you need to start a new game if you want mod to work properly. Also, I won't be showcasing any voices here because that would take a lot of time. But if you want, there is a very good video on its mod page that shows what characters are changed and compares new and previous voices. I decided to put it at first place, mainly because I can see and appreciate the monumental amount of work it took to pick characters to revoice, go through all the auditions, pick right voices and then implement them in game along with new appearance. If you're tired of listening to same voice actors over and over again and want to hear some new blood, then I can only recommend it. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Now like I said in the beginning, this is first time after few years that I actually made the top 10 for Fall New Vegas mods in January, and that is mainly because I have a bit more time now. And also I wanted to make quite a few videos in January, so that way I have less work later on. Anyway, like I said, some of the other mods are mentioned in the description below, so make sure to check them out as well. And yeah, I know that this is my first top 10 video in a year, but I just didn't feel like making one in summer, and you know, I'm not gonna force myself into doing something I don't want. Anyway, the next 3 videos should be and probably will be a Rainbow Six Siege quick video. Then we will take a look at Frontier, and then we will have a video on Ark Survivor Evolved. And then I'm gonna be making that Fallout New Vegas playthrough video. By playthrough video I mean it's gonna be similar to the one I did for Stalker, and I hope it will turn out to be pretty good, just like that one. Or at least I think it was pretty good video. Anyway, when it comes to Frontier, of course, if the mod came out in December, it would be featured on this list, but since its release was postponed to middle of January, I couldn't put it in. I'm also looking forward to it. I will be playing it probably right after I make that Rainbow Six Siege video. And I also wanted to once again record my gameplay for it. But this time, unlike with New California, I will actually be talking in the video. Yes, that is right. I'll probably just make a first part to tell you my initial impressions and stuff like that. It might be around 1 hour long, or at least that is what I expect. It might be longer, it might be shorter. I will then probably upload it right away, and depending on the reception I might make a few more parts, we'll see. I don't want to clutter my channel with a let's play. If I do decide to make more parts, they will be very long. So that way, you know, I can just not spam you with these videos and instead, I don't know, make like 4 or 5 of them and put the whole mod into it. And that's about it for the new videos. I hope you guys had good Christmas and also Happy New Year to everyone. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments, subscribe for more Fallout and other games content, and I will see you next time.